5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
What's up, everybody? I'm Meso.
I'm Barneran.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Venom.
And this is TTV Talks.
Woo! TTV Talks, everybody! Yeah!
Woo! Fun! Let's get hyped and
Excitement!
excited! Yeah, excited!
Excitement, man.
Exhilarating!
I should have done an audio test before we recorded because, man, my audio is too loud.
Then stop smashing your bionicle parts. This is not a Lego show.
But I'm excited.
This is not a Lego show.
No.
This is not the Brick Show. This is the TTV show.
Yes, it is. This is.
That was impressive. That was a round of applause.
I thought it was amazing.
So, how's it going, guys? How's the week been? Would you say?
Painful.
The week's been really,
Been
really
okay.
busy.
The week, we've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we've also found time to unwind and watch E3 somehow amidst everything.
Well, we didn't really find the time. We kind of borrowed it from the time where we should have been working, as noted by the fact that the podcast didn't come out on time.
Rip in peace.
More like borrowing it from the time that I should have been sleeping.
Yeah, well, that's for you. E3 was pretty late for me. So.
E3.
Hey, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, okay, dude. I was just
We were all-
Come
saying.
on, Ben. Who sleeps
No, well,
after
no one
9
asked
in the
you to
morning
say-
anymore?
We were all up and in a call way earlier than we usually are.
I don't know, normal people.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
Ben.
average people, but LJ, you are definitely not average.
Your sleep schedule is ridiculous.
Man, I've been up either around or before 9 in the morning every day all week.
Wow. You're hardcore.
Yeah, but that's because you're Eljay and you're freaking weird.
That's because I've been doing irrigation.
Irrigation.
dude.
Because I've been doing irrigation.
Irrigation! Galvano
Irrigation.
irrigation! Catching my gophers and packing my fruit! Wearing my
I don't even do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore.
How country do you think I am?
Very.
Come on, box and some fruit and
very,
stuff.
very.
Smack and jam.
But no.
No, E3 has been a lot of fun this year.
E3.
I'm playing Vault Dwellers, or not Vault Dwellers, Vault Shelter at the moment as we're doing this. I can't break from this
What was
game.
that, the Fallout mobile game?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be fun, but it's actually pretty addicting, and I can't stop playing it.
Nice. What's
Yeah,
it?
I heard it beat Candy Crush.
What kind of game is it exactly?
Most played already.
What kind of game is it? It's a very micromanaging game. I'm not really. I know there are examples of games that are just like it. I know I've played games just like it before, but I
AOE.
honestly can't tell you like what kind of game
AOE.
it's like.
Maybe?
It's not anything like AOE.
Okay.
AOE, what the heck?
Yeah, no, that's an RTS, Meso. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meso, are you stupid?
I didn't say it first. Eljay said it. You just said it.
Meso said it first. Meso absolutely said
Meso said it first. Absolutely said
it.
Okay.
Man, Meso, how dumb can you be? Urgh.
Now you just sound like one of those like newspaper sellers back in like Victorian London. Extra, how dumb is Meso?
Nice.
Extra.
Yeah, extra.
Let's
Read all about
let's
it.
do this right out the gate. Before we get too crazy on E3. Favorite conferences. Go.
Oh boy.
Because every year we typically do an E3 and it's usually a two-parter podcast.
That's not gonna
This
happen.
is-
Okay, yeah. Let's forward this. I'm not gonna let this go past 40 minutes.
Yeah,
at
we'll
most.
just preface this. This year with our channel climate, we're not doing a big E3 show, so it's I'm sorry to all everyone
So I'm
that likes
that
that.
climate is like your favorite word. You use that everywhere
It's
now.
good. It's a good word. But
good
no,
word, yeah.
It's
sorry to
good.
people that enjoyed our
It's
mega
just a good-
coverages maybe next year. Sorry, MT, you're not going to be on this year. We're doing it without you, but feel free to post in the comments.
Oh, thank goodness. I heard that guy was a chump.
Hey, Kahi, I didn't realize you just got here.
But no,
Uh,
favorite conference.
That's a really hard one. As far as hype inducing, I would have to say okay, I've got several favorite conferences for different
Me too.
reasons. Hype inducing, Bethesda for sure. I loved Bethesda's conference. I loved seeing Doom. Doom looked great, looked like an excellent game, and I loved seeing Fallout. So I pre-ordered that freaking that Pip-Boy edition like the second they announced it. So I was definitely all up into that conference right there. As far as most entertaining conference, I think Ubisoft actually won. They had a really, really fun conference. The lady that got to host it, who's hosted it before, I think, she was really entertaining. I liked the format of the conference itself. Like the camera kept moving. They kept moving throughout the audience and stuff. It was fun to watch, regardless of the fact that the games themselves weren't that interesting.
Yeah, the presentation was held really well.
Yeah. As far as games are concerned, honestly, I have no clue. I don't think Xbox really did much better than Sony, and I don't really think Sony did much better than Xbox. They were both kind of on par with each other. My only thing is that I felt like Xbox's conference ran way too fast. There were way too many games, and they never sat down and...
Oh, yeah, they just kind of zipped through everything.
Yeah. They never sat down and actually showed us
even Halo, which is like the the flagship thing. They were like, they opened it with Halo 5 Guardians, and they were like, okay, here's a really quick, really scripted, really linear campaign demo that doesn't really show off a lot of stuff, and
I hated how linear
and it's very vague about the story. And then here's Warzone. It's called Warzone. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Now goodbye, everybody. Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Microsoft. We're gonna do some fun stuff. Here's Halo. Here, the multiplayer board game.
Go look on the internet for answers.
Left more questions.
Yeah, no, it left more questions, and then it did answering them. So it's just like, yeah,
we have too much stuff to show at our conference. You have to go look on the internet for answers. So we spent the next 2 days hunting down every table scrap of info.
I did appreciate the small things that they did kind of focus a lot of attention on, like the whole that super lens or whatever.
HoloLens.
I don't know what it's called.
Awesome.
HoloLens. Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
That definitely stole the show as far as Microsoft's conference goes.
Pull it up like
then,
Minecraft.
I don't know if that stole the show. I think backwards compatibility did a pretty good job of that.
And that
was another good thing. Yeah.
Backwards compatibility is what won Microsoft over for me this E3. I don't know. That's like
subjectively, it's
that really
cool.
sold me.
See, my only thing about backwards compatibility is, like, I feel like they just waited to do this. Like, they had already had this planned and everything, but they waited so that they could have Master Chief Collection come out. So that people would buy, all the new Halo games because they thought they would be able to play it. But now Master Chief Collection came out, people bought it, it failed, they're like, okay, like, you know what, let's go through with the backwards compatibility thing.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
so,
thanks, MCC.
I do like that it's here. I do like that it's a thing, though, and that they announced it now, and sucks that Sony didn't announce a similar thing for the PS4, because I know there's a wide collection of good PS3 games.
Well, Sony already has their answer to backwards compatibility, but that's like a streaming service that you have to pay for.
Yeah, but that's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I don't think Sony's planning on ever doing backwards compatibility. I think that's what their plans for that are, as far as now goes. But
yeah, back to Microsoft. There's the backwards compatibility, and then there's the controller.
Okay.
The new controller.
Yeah. Oh man, that controller.
This controller,
awesome.
When I watched it and they like announced backwards compatibility, I forget which one was first. I had like the best idea ever. I was gonna get the controller, and I was gonna get Mass Effect 3 playing like backwards compatibility, and I was gonna remap the buttons because you can do that to where the A button doesn't do everything. And it was just going to be the best experience ever, and I was going to love it, and this was my master plan. And then they showed the price, $150. And I'm still going to do it one day.
That's the only bad part about
I'm going to do it one day, but not anytime soon.
I don't like that price, but I'm going to do it one day.
The price will drop.
The price is pretty harsh, but yeah, it's going to drop. I'm sure someone's going to sell it on eBay for like half the price, and even then, I feel like the controller is worth it. It looks really awesome. The fact that you can remap buttons, change buttons like the D-pad, that's
part
crazy.
Quality, I've been looking at like a bunch of footage and like, impressions of the controller. The parts quality justifies the price. You'll buy that controller, and unless you get like a defective model, it will pretty much last you an incredibly long time.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have to buy 2 to 3 controllers per console life cycle because the thumbsticks wear out or something. A bumper gets stuck.
You can always just replace the thumbsticks.
And you could
either that or you just put covers over them.
Yeah, see that. Sure. I mean, that's the thing though. This controller, I mean, I'm not actually sure or not, but I would imagine it gives you the option to literally replace the thumbnail.
I believe it does.
Oh yeah, it does.
So yeah, even if you wear that down, you can just get new ones.
Thumbsticks without taking it apart.
Yeah, so it's like they really made this controller designed to last. Like even the parts that might break, you can just replace on it. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so that back to what I was initially saying. As far as games go, as far as my favorite conference, I think the edge goes to Sony just a little bit because I felt like they took their time a bit more with the games.
And
the
you're
game,
crazy.
and yeah. And the games that they did unveil was a lot more hype inducing to me because really the only
And
game
you're-
the only game I cared about for Microsoft was Halo, and that was done within like the first minute. So I don't know. I felt like Sony won as far as games go, but as far as the better overall conference between the two, I think Microsoft won because they just had more cooler stuff.
Yeah,
They had stuff.
I definitely liked Microsoft's conference more watching it, but I don't think it's really a competition. Sony had way more good games that they announced.
Yeah.
I feel
Xbox
like-
didn't even
you know,
announce
isn't a
big
competition,
games,
though.
really. They had Halo 2. They opened their conference. Their big primer was Halo, Tomb Raider, Gears of War, and Fable. And Tomb Raider
And see, that's the thing.
Tomb Raider isn't an exclusive; it's a timed exclusive. So we have Halo, Gears of War, and Fable.
And that's the thing because all of Xbox's exclusives this year aren't original IPs; they're sequels. Whereas Sony offered some cool things, like The Last Guardian's really cool. People have been waiting for that game forever. And then Horizon looked amazing. That game
Horizon.
looked really, really
Oh,
exciting.
Horizon.
That stole
Yeah, I
the
took
show.
a second look at that after the conference, so I could actually get a better look of the quality. Man, I still have the same complaint though. I still think it looks a little too orange, but everything else is so
It was
perfect.
very orange.
Like, there's so much detail and
Yeah, I mean, that's a stylistic
environments.
choice. But
It
it just looks really cool. Also, the main character reminded me of Ygritte from Game of Thrones. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Jon Snow's lover. No one knows that, but
Nobody
anyway.
knows that.
Yeah, no one knows that
It's not
character.
that we don't know. It's just that we don't care.
No, but it just straight up reminded me of her. Anyway, if you watch Game of Thrones, I'm sure it reminded you of her too.
I'm
Regardless,
sure.
it looked really, really, really cool, and just it's the idea of just like fighting this giant like beast like that is really
Mechanical beast.
is really cool. Especially like I mean, just coming out of Bloodborne, fighting giant monsters is really in for me right now. I love fighting giant things that are way stronger
Dude,
than
me
I
too.
am.
That was definitely my
So-
favorite thing that I
Witcher's got me
saw
in that
at the
kinda hype.
conference. Horizon
Yeah.
Zero Dawn, I think.
I think that's definitely the most exciting new release for me.
I think we can all agree where there is no competition, the worst conference of E3 2015.
Yeah, this is my favorite conference. If you wanted to sit there on your butt doing absolutely nothing and groaning and wishing that you were asleep instead.
EA!
Hi, EA!
Yay! That was such a
Yay!
bad conference. That was,
That
without a
sucked
doubt,
so
the
much.
worst conference I have ever seen for any E3 ever.
Dude, that conference
like
was so
sports?
bad that the friend that I was watching it with decided to just boot up the Metal Gear Solid trailer for us to watch again.
Nice.
Like in the middle of it.
I mean, that's basically what we did. Like, we weren't paying attention. We just started having a conversation during the middle of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny when like for anyone who didn't see the conference, they basically just spent the entire time talking about their stupid EA Sports games, which are really dumb.
They opened it with a really
Basically-
brief trailer from Mass Effect with no details, and then sports, Mirror's Edge,
Yeah, okay.
sports,
That's what I was about to get to.
sports, Battlefront.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious. They tried to separate all the actual games so that you would stick around. It's like they knew that you were here for Mass Effect and Mirror's Edge and Battlefront.
And Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put one big game at the start, force you to sit through all of our other games that you don't care about, so because you know there are other ones you want to see. Then
For an extended amount of time,
then
too.
we'll give a little tease of a game you want to see, so that you know there's more coming, and then you'll stick around a bit more, just so we can do some Battlefront at the very end. Screw you,
Yeah.
EA.
By the way, which conference was it that had stupid Plants vs Zombies?
That was the
That was EA.
That was also
there we go. That explains it.
That
You like sports? No? Have some
They
more.
spent an obnoxious amount of time talking about Plants vs Zombies.
they
They
did.
spent
It-
an obnoxiously amount of time talking about FIFA, dude.
Dude, it got on my nerves. They literally, I don't even know who that guy was. I don't follow
They
sports.
brought out
I'm
this guy.
assuming
He's apparently a very like famous and much loved football. Not American football, but soccer
Football player. right.
and
I figure,
he's a figurehead in that. I think his name is Pele.
but They brought him out on stage and just sat him down for 10 minutes to have a conversation.
It
with
was
him.
a waste.
A conversation.
It was a waste of his
Hell,
time,
what?
and it was a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah,
He
well,
does
like,
not-
why did that
he does
matter
not
so
just-
much?
He doesn't need
It's
to be
like,
there.
it's cool that he's there to promote the game, but dude, like, this isn't a talk show. This is somewhere where you're supposed to show off games. So
Right,
just give us a little glimpse of the stupid FIFA game and move on to the really interesting stuff.
Yeah, we're sitting here waiting for some games, and like they're just sitting here having a conversation with this dude I don't even know. And it's like, what? I mean, like, granted, Ubisoft kind of did something similar where they brought out Jason Derulo to like advertise Just Dance, but that was
That
entertaining.
was a very brief segment, and it was funny.
Yeah, that was brief and it was entertaining, and it led to some funny dialogue and jokes. So I mean, that actually felt like it fit. This was just a conversation. It was like a talk show.
Here's the problem with EA and their conferences. They spend their
Bullet point list.
no, just one big problem. They spend their time talking about the sports games, but here's what it boils down to. The people that buy those games, the people they're marketing those games to, probably don't need a lot of time dedicated to them. Do you know what I
They
mean?
probably don't watch EA.
They probably don't watch
I mean,
E3.
E3.
Yeah,
They buy
exactly.
the games every year because they want to play sports and they want to simulate sports with their friends. They don't care what changes are made to it or like the new stuff. They'll just buy it every year. You can just say a new one's coming. Here's the date. Here's what it's called. Here's maybe like one thing we're doing different. A minute long.
Be there.
Be there. Buy it. And people will buy it and they'll buy the heck out of it and spend all their money. Or if they really want to elaborate on it more, how about you do an EA Sports conference?
Right.
How about
Yeah.
you do an EA?
Exactly.
You make this split. Don't waste everybody's time.
It was awful. God awful. I hated it so much. I remember we were in the call. I literally just like stepped out. I muted the call and I just left my room.
I started browsing NeoCaf for like Halo 5 news, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, that was awful. I can't believe I woke up for that. But yeah, there weren't really even any that many like great reveals or anything. I will say that, like, I mean, Mass Effect didn't really show anything. It looked nice, but it looked sort of like Inquisition graphics. Mirror's Edge looked cool, I guess, but once again, they didn't really show much. However, man, Battlefront won me over. I was really worried about that game, really, really worried, but it ended up looking really great, and I'm now super excited for it.
Yeah. People seem to hate it for some reason because of this lack of space battles, which
Oh, God.
I can understand, but I mean, it looks fun for what it is.
I know. I can understand space battles, I guess, kind of. I mean, that was one pretty big mode, but like I grew up playing Battlefront 1 more than I did Battlefront 2 or the DS. Like I have all those titles, but my favorite was always the first one, which didn't have space battles.
My favorite was always the second, man.
I never liked this. I didn't like
Yeah, you and everyone else, Vin.
I didn't like the style of the second one. I know the graphics were better on the second one, but for some reason the style felt less
Oh, I
realistic.
didn't care about the graphics. What drew me to it was the fact that you got to play as, well, I cared more about this when I was a kid, obviously. The fact that you got to play as those specific characters like Boba Fett and Luke,
See, I didn't care about that.
Obi-Wan.
I didn't care. In fact, I preferred it when the characters when you couldn't play as them because that made them more imposing. Like I remember just playing on Battlefront 1 and then I would see Luke run past me like fighting other people. I thought that was so cool. Just seeing this person who you followed in the movies just kind of being part of the battle. It made me feel more immersed just seeing like Luke go by, or I'm walking down a hall shooting at stormtroopers and suddenly Vader shows up and I just crap my pants and run. Like that
I don't know, man. I still got that in Battlefront 2.
I didn't get
think
that
you're
at all.
crazy.
In
I
fact,
think you're crazy.
it was the exact opposite in Battlefront 2 because the Jedi were ridiculous. It was like it was like a new prequel Star Wars Jedi where they like jump around and do all kinds of crazy flips and stuff. It wasn't cool. I didn't like it at all. I thought
You're
Battlefront
crazy.
1 was better. And I feel like this new Battlefront is capturing that feeling I had for Battlefront 1 more than I did for Battlefront 2, and I think that's a good thing. But I know I'm definitely in the minority though. I prefer 1 versus 2, but I know a lot of people prefer 2. So
The only one I've ever played is 2, so that's the only
you're
comparison
crazy.
I can draw to, and it's pretty fun.
I don't know. I Battlefront 1 just felt more immersive, and I didn't like the style of Battlefront 2. It was definitely more prequel oriented, and I don't like the style of prequel versus the original.
Oh, well,
Well, then you're gonna like this one because I heard that new Battlefront doesn't focus on prequels at all.
Yeah, and see, that's what I mean. It's like it's focusing on the original Battlefront, which is cool because whenever I played original, I avoided droids at all times because I hated droids. I hate droids in Battlefront,
But
especially the freaking
but
droid.
Var, Droideka is best.
The Droideka. The Droideka's my favorite, man.
It's so overpowered.
It's great.
That's exactly why.
It's hilarious though because whenever I tried to play as a droidica, I just got killed instantly.
Oh yeah, it's super hard to play as a Droideka. I guess that's the balance.
Yeah, I assume so. But yeah, another thing I used to love about the original Battlefront was the thermal detonators. I used to love just tossing them and then watching people fly in the air. Because there's a lot of games with grenades, but the grenades are usually just an explosion and you die. But I loved watching people fly from the explosion, so I'm really glad they kept that. There was definitely an aesthetic choice I thought was cool. So I'm super excited for Battlefront.
It's gonna be cool.
Me too. That Battlefront trailer was the only good thing about that conference
No, not the only.
because of how good it looked.
Mass Effect was
Come on,
fine.
dude. What?
Dude,
Mass Effect was just a little tease. We already knew everything about it.
yeah, dude, there was nothing good about that Mass Effect
Andromeda.
trailer.
Meso,
By the way,
here's
you
what that
still
did.
owe me $20.
Here is what the Mass Effect tease did. It validated some leaks a while back. That's it.
Well,
If you didn't know about the
that's
leaks,
it.
you'd know
There's
nothing.
gonna be
it.
another Mass Effect
That's
game.
it.
That's it.
Do you know what that leak revealed? A heck of a lot of stuff, man.
Meso, if you didn't know about the leak, that's just a little tease. Hey guys, I'm running around in space.
Well, I do know about the leak, and that's why it's good.
Okay, no, you can't. You can't give merit to a trailer just because you knew some other supplemental information. We're talking
But
about
anyway,
just
EA
conference.
sucked.
Yeah, that trailer sucked. EA's conference sucked.
Var, they had the country music, and it was Mass Effect.
Oh, no, we want to talk about music. I don't know if I can listen to Highway to the Danger Zone again after the stinking Plants vs. Zombies!
Highway to.
No!
Okay. Well, no, I mean
EA sucked.
Microsoft was good, EA was good. Not good. Oh no, definitely not. EA was terrible. Ubisoft was good. Nothing really. Ubisoft, I liked the conference, but I'm trying to think if anything stood out. The Division, they had a fun gameplay demo. That game, I think, sounds good on paper. I don't know if it will translate well into a game, because it seems like it's just going to be Betrayal Simulator, the game, where everybody turns on each other and steals their loot at the end. Because the
I
demo,
guess we'll have to
they
wait
showed
and
this
see.
really scripted mission with forced dialogue where these people teamed up with randoms and fought the AI and then went to get extracted, and they decided they would kill the randoms to steal their loot. They did so, and then one of their teammates betrayed them and killed both of them at the very end, and then took their loot.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It was cool.
I didn't think that was going to be a feature implemented into the
I
game.
mean, it's cool.
I thought it was
Yeah.
really cool.
I
I'm
love
curious
it
as to-
in concept, but that seems like it's going to be irritating to play. It's you notice everybody's
yeah,
going to steal the loot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's going to betray everyone unless you're playing with people you already know, which kind of, it's kind of a crappy system. It sort of reminds me of DayZ and how with DayZ, a lot of the fun of that game was knowing that you just can't really trust anyone. And I feel like that'll be the cool aspect of having the Division. But you just know that instead of playing nice, everyone is just going to betray each other,
Yeah.
and that kind of takes out the
Or
fun.
see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike in reality, you can't just kill somebody. There's a reason you don't just go around and do that. And in a video game, you have no shackles. There's no reason to not kill someone.
Yeah.
So why not do it?
Yeah.
It's not.
There should be some sort of big penalty.
And I'm guilty of
Yeah,
it.
there should-
because I'm totally gonna do it if I get that game. I'm gonna be the guy that kills everyone.
Gosh, dang it. Meso.
Meso, you're the first person I'm going to
I
betray.
can't help it. It's just that you got that itchy trigger finger.
I can't help it, but good.
I got my hand on the trigger and my loot and your loot in my bag. Or whatever.
Bag.
I got my itchy trick fan of your loot. I mean, my loot. Your bag. No, it's my bag. I'm Messinac and I'm stupid.
Don't mock me.
Ven, Meso, what were your guys' favorite and least favorite conferences?
My
It's like Var said
favorite.
his.
My favorite conference is Ubisoft. My favorite, subjectively, is Microsoft. Because, gotta have that Halo hype and backwards compatibility. And objectively, probably Sony. So basically, kind of like VAR. Sony had too many megatons, like Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and I like to browse forums and message boards a lot. So I love seeing the community just explode like that.
So you can, even if you don't have the hype yourself, you can feel the hype from other people,
Yeah.
which is always
But
cool.
I feel like that's subjective.
It is very subjective. It totally is because it's like I didn't care about literally one of those games, but it's just a thing. My least favorite. Well, my least favorite was EA because it was dull, but the worst conference was Nintendo.
Oh, I forgot all about
Hands
Nintendo.
down, I gotta say,
I
like,
guess that just goes to show how bad it
because
was.
EA, yeah, they had sports. Their conference was atrocious, but they had three really big heavy hitters. They had Mass Effect, and they had Battlefront, and they had Mirror's Edge. And
there was also Knights of the Old
there was some
Republic or
Star
whatever.
Wars stuff.
Oh, that was cool.
Star Wars games. It wasn't a complete wash, even if their conference was boring. Nintendo's conference wasn't boring. It was structured well and it was entertaining because they don't actually have a press conference. They have a pre-recorded Nintendo Direct live stream kind of thing.
Which I think is really stupid.
It's very stupid, but it's
But it's
entertaining.
whatever.
But their conference was
Yeah,
just
the Muppets.
their conference had nothing. There was like
Yeah, they had
maybe
nothing to
two
offer,
new
man.
Wii U games announced, and one was tennis, and one was Animal Crossing. I think, maybe I'm.
But
Oh,
guys,
don't forget Metroid.
Metroid Prime Federation failed.
There's like such a collective outrage about the Metroid Prime Federation game.
Yeah, there really is.
So-
People on Reddit just exploded with anger.
There's some stuff that I think is justified, and then there's some things that I think are taking it a little far. Like
The petition.
I'm for the outrage and the expression to Nintendo that the Metroid franchise is in a state of disrepair, and releasing a 3DS cash-in game that really isn't Metroid, but slapping the Metroid name on it is not a good idea. I don't think
It's not the only thing they're slapping. They're slapping the fan base across the face.
they are. I don't think a petition to get the game canceled that has like almost 15,000 signatures is really a good thing.
Wait, they're trying to cancel the Federation
They are.
game, or
Yeah, and it's succeeding.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it's going crazy.
That's funny.
I don't think that's really good. Like, what do people hope to accomplish? Like, yeah, okay, they're making a Metroid game and it's bad. What's canceling it gonna do aside from put them in the red as far as development budget?
Right, and see, this is the thing I was talking with you about, Meso, outside of the recording. It's just I worry that Nintendo is going to get the wrong idea or the wrong impression, because it's really obvious that second only the Sega, Nintendo doesn't really understand who their audience is. Like they do these
please
things.
understand.
Please
Yeah,
understand.
They do these things that shows a clear lack of understanding about the gaming community or the internet community or anything that happens that has to do with modern age gaming. So it's like,
they don't listen to anybody.
right. And I'm afraid like they're going to get the wrong impression. They're going to think, oh, okay, well, it's not that our Metroid game sucks. It's that people just don't like Metroid.
Yeah.
And so from this point on, they're going to cancel Metroid as a series rather than just actually making a game that people want.
Yep.
Yeah, they should definitely just keep on with the production of this game. Just ship it out, and people should go at it. People that like Metroid should just buy it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
show
Franchise.
that there's interest in Metroid.
So we'll see that's the thing though, because then Nintendo is going to misunderstand that and think that, oh, that means people like this thing.
So,
We should cancel.
yeah, I know it sucks.
I'm buying it day one because like I'm just happy to get something. And it's a
There's
co-op.
just some-
I've seen footage of the game. The game looks good. It doesn't look good because the graphics suck, but it looks good. Figuratively.
Like it looks fun.
It looks fun. It's just the
it
Metroid
looks like a good
branding.
game.
If this had been a game that wasn't called Metroid, people would probably be like, okay, a 4-person cooperative online 3DS game? That's kind of...
And you
If it
think
was
they
for
would just
Wii U, it'd be a lot better.
yeah, if they should have just used this as an opportunity to make a new IP instead of rebranding it as Metroid.
Yeah,
I mean, Nintendo doesn't have enough new stuff as it is.
they do not.
So
They make all their money off backpacking off the success of their old franchises. Splatoon is their most recent new IP, and that seems to be well received, so why not do it again? I don't know,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, like,
And then when it comes to their old IPs, they're not even treating them though well. They're not giving their fans what they want.
yeah, the only thing that's being treated well by Nintendo right now is Mario.
Not even, dude.
Mario.
No one asked for Mario Tennis.
Mario Maker.
Yeah,
Except
but
the only person that asked for Mario Tennis was Waluigi.
I mean, maybe not tennis. Maybe not tennis, but then you've got Mario Maker, which looks amazing. So I mean, it's just
Okay,
like
Mario Maker, yeah, sure.
so.
But
Like
that was
I mean,
announced a
it's.
long time ago.
Waluigi.
I mean, that's true, but at least it's coming for the Wii U.
Yeah.
This is true.
I mean, Nintendo has shown a clear just. They just don't have trust in any of their own stuff. It's so weird that they just don't seem to
They're
like
just
anything.
way too conservative, man.
Yeah, it's just like they did the Wii U and everything, but it's like they just don't seem to support their own console. It's like it's just like this with the Vita for Sony. It's just like you've got the Vita and you've got the Wii U. Both of these consoles could be successful. They're both really cool platforms that
And
have a
both
potential
a
for
lot
good
of
games.
potential, yeah.
But it's just like for whatever reason, the company just does not want to support them. They don't want to make games for people to play on this. So why would anyone buy it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah.
For fun. Bringing more smiles to more faces.
Dude, I still only have like 4 games for the Wii U. Let's see.
I
Let me
still
go
have,
through
like,
it right now.
No Wii U.
It's funny because
I've had the Wii U since 2012.
there was a tweet that was sent out by Nintendo, and it makes me feel bad. It's like kicking a wounded puppy. They were like, at Nintendo, thank you for watching. We take opinions of this year's digital event seriously, and will work to better meet your expectations. And I'm like, aw, you poor souls.
Poor Nintendo. I want Nintendo to do well. I don't have any like emotional attachment to it because I never grew up in Nintendo. But I want them to do well. But it's just like they keep doing things that is just dumb.
Well, they did say
Here are the games I've acquired for the Wii U in the past couple of years that I've owned it.
Okay, fine.
The Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers U. That was the first game
care.
I got for it. Mario Party 10 and
Caring
Mario
so
Kart
much.
8.
Wait, what about?
Oh, so
I
much
thought you
better.
bought 3D World.
No.
You should.
That the price never dropped on that game,
Oh. Well,
and I
So
kind
Ven,
of lost
what-
interest.
What about you, Ven? Favorite to least favorite conference?
Favorite conference was Microsoft. Least favorite was EA, but Nintendo and EA were fighting for the least favorite conference in my mind. But then I just had to say, oh no, they're still fighting. Dang it. No, because I'm thinking about it, man. I'm like, oh, but Battlefront. Battlefront was so cool, but Nintendo. Okay, yeah, no,
Okay, so moving on.
LJ, what about
no, wait, no, I'm almost there. So let's make a list of pros and cons.
No.
All right, so
Good.
Pros.
No, Vin, wait, we're
you?
running
You
out of
make
time.
a
Hurry up.
mental list of pros and cons. LJ, what's yours?
Okay, subjectively, I like Microsoft's the most because it affects me more. Objectively, I think Sony did a fantastic job. They really appealed to an older fan base, especially with that whole Kickstarter thing. Now, okay, watching it, the Kickstarter seems stupid. I mean, it worked, but it's kind of like, all right, guys, this is a very old game. We're going to present this to
Yeah.
you. Enjoy the Kickstarter. All right.
See, here's the thing with the Kickstarter. I really like that they did it. I think it's a really cool thing to gauge audience reception. I just don't want that to be a normal thing. I don't want that to become a standard.
Goodness.
It was
And,
cool to see happen once. I don't want that. I don't want every other company to do this.
I can see it now. And
you
now,
want your
Microsoft
Metro
CEO,
Prime? gotta-
whatever Microsoft CEO is. All right, guys, you got this great new Kickstarter, Halo 6. Go to the page. It's up. Here's a countdown. Yeah, no, that won't work.
No.
You want your Metroid Prime 4? Join the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
I was like,
but I think,
Yeah.
yeah, objectively, Sony did really good. I did not see Bethesda's or Ubisoft's or the end of EA's, so I missed Star Wars. I missed the majority of Mirror's Edge, all of Bethesda, and all of Ubisoft.
I didn't watch Bethesda either. I didn't get.
Yeah, that was a day before we all agreed to like conglomerate.
Yeah, Bethesda's was early, so I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's Square
And,
Enix. I think only VAR watched that.
I didn't actually watch that.
Oh.
so no one really watched that.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
only
I
stupid
shouldn't.
Kahi watched it.
I watched the Kingdom Hearts trailer outside of Square Enix, but I didn't
Oh,
actually
did
watch.
they have Kingdom Hearts?
They did.
Oh
That's-
yeah, they
that's
did.
Square Enix.
It wasn't like an incredible trailer or anything. It just showed off gameplay, which is really cool. The game looks fantastic, by the way, and I'm really hyped for it. But as of right now, there's not much to talk about. Sora's got some new clothes, and there was like some old characters that are young now that we saw, like Ericus and Xehanort. There's like a brief shot of them younger, but that was it. I mean, it wasn't that cool. The biggest news is that Tangled's in the game, so that's cool.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that movie.
Yeah, so it's a hint at one of the new worlds. But yeah, other than that, it wasn't much to be
Yay.
excited about.
Yeah. Speaking of Sony, they had that whole Final Fantasy reveal, the remake. I know a lot of people were really excited about that.
Oh yeah, that was like the triple
That's really
threat:
cool.
Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue 3, and then Last Guardian.
Yeah, those games were big hype.
Yeah, really, like, legendary stats. I know Takuma at the time, he was kind of spiky about it. But, Meso, you said the only other comparable game to those was Half-Life 3. And he was like, no, guys. It's like, Half-Life 3 is on, like, a whole other level.
No, it's not. No. The Last Guardian is literally Sony's Half-Life 3.
Yup.
But anyway, I think Sony objectively did a very, very good job. I can see it. It doesn't affect me at all. I'm not a Sony guy. Thanks, Spider-Man. But I think they did a really good job objectively. As far as the worst conference, EA, hands down. I still was entertained by Nintendo, and it doesn't affect me either, but I know they put a lot of time and effort into it. They were trying really hard to please all crowds.
They just did the wrong stuff.
They just didn't do as good as they could have. But EA, absolutely a waste
EA
of
didn't
my
care.
time.
Okay, yeah, no, I've decided EA definitely least favorite because I at least enjoyed Nintendo's conference. I thought it was kind of funny to watch, but EA bored me, man.
I mean, I liked watching the saga of the Nintendo Muppets. It was funny.
Yeah, that was entertaining. Also, some of the games they showed off looked neat, at least. They caught my interest, which is more than I can say for maybe more than 2 of the games they showed at EA's conference.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like I said, didn't see Bethesda, but it doesn't affect me anyway. Ubisoft, same issue. I didn't see Star Wars. I didn't even see it post E3 because, again, I'm not going to get it. It doesn't really affect me, but I'm sure it was good. I've heard good things about it.
And you suck. You're crazy.
I said I'm sure it's good. I haven't played a Battlefront game.
You should. It's great.
I probably should. You know what? We'll have a game night. Oh, wait, no, I take that back.
No, what are you doing? You're digging your own grave.
Yeah, I
just
do
like
that often.
Nintendo did.
One thing we can't
But I
say.
think Microsoft, subjectively, it won me over because it affects me.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned Halo 5 like all that much really, but it's looking great.
No real need to though. It
We
looks
don't really-
good.
yeah, we
We're
don't
gonna
really need
play
to.
it.
It's Halo 5.
It looks good.
There's not really much to talk about other than it looks
If
good.
you want to hear our thoughts on the beta, go watch TTV Talks about Halo. We talk about it there. Everyone kind of was on the same page.
Other than that, there are a few new IPs. I was actually really happy to see that there were so many like new original games coming out. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was
to
like
see.
Horizon Zero Dawn. We mentioned that earlier, but like I still can't get over how unique that game looks, considering the people that are making it made Killzone, which was like
It's super
it always
bland.
seems super generic to me. It's like what a step up they got.
Yeah, I think I remember reading this, but they actually took that company, Guerrilla Games, and they've actually split it so that it's 2 teams, and that is why the last Killzone was really meh. It's because like the minor team worked on that secretly while the other team, the main team, was working on Horizon.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what happened, and
Interesting.
they've been working on Horizon for several years, 4 years I think I read. So
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, there was a little bit of a switch up this year. As we were watching Microsoft, we noticed something feels empty. There's Destiny. Did they cover Destiny, or was that Sony?
Sony did. Sony had Destiny.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Sony-
Sony covered that pile of.
For
Yeah,
Destiny
Taken
fans,
King.
they got like new subclasses and everything, so that's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah. So we're watching
Destiny
through
sucks.
Microsoft, and it's getting toward the end, and we're going, guys, something's missing. We're watching Sony. There's Call of Duty.
Yeah, okay, yeah, before we
Ah.
close, I know we're about to close, I know we're running along. We've pretty much covered all our bases.
yeah, do this really fast because there's one more game I want to.
Gotta say a comment about Call of Duty. The presenter for Call of Duty was trying so hard to be like excited. It was the funniest thing. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go watch it on YouTube. He's coming out. He's like, "This is Call of Duty, and we have a gritty co-op campaign." And we're like, "Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is the best game ever."
Yeah, Call of Duty, roll!
And I was
All right,
cracking up. I was
here's
like,
the mission.
"What is this?" Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
It just goes to show, man. He made a good representation of Call of Duty, trying too hard to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
The last game I wanted to briefly mention was that was For Honor, which is Ubisoft's new title.
Yeah,
looked
that looks
legit.
really nice.
Yeah, I've got no clue what the heck the game is, what it plays like. It looked, from what I saw, like a MOBA sort of like a hybrid MOBA action game.
It looked like third-person MOBA with Dark Souls hero versus hero combat. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, sure.
It looks something like that. It's kind of in its own genre, but regardless, it sort of reminded me of Chivalry too, like a combo of Chivalry. But it looked really, really cool. I'm excited that Ubisoft has a new game because Ubisoft games are usually okay.
I know, right?
So it's really cool. I'm glad it's not Assassin's Creed all over again. And I want
Watch
to
Dogs too.
yeah, or Watch Dogs too.
Wow.
I can't wait to see what it looks like. So I'm excited.
It's going to be...
You just watch. It's gonna get downgrade in graphics,
It's
just like everything else they've done.
All right. Well,
That
We didn't even cover like whatchamahoosit, that other one at the end.
other one?
Ghost Recon. I mean, that's not a new IP.
No, I'm not talking about Ghost Recon. I'm Nathan Drake.
Oh, Uncharted.
Oh, Uncharted?
It looks good.
I mean,
Uncharted.
Uncharted's kind of like Halo. I mean,
It's
it's
Uncharted.
good.
I mean, like, it's Nathan Drake, and he's,
Yeah.
like, murdering people and making wisecracks. Like, hey, murder!
Oh,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
Nathan
There's a
Drake.
little bit of a. Oh,
I got my witty quips
There was-
and stuff.
there was a really cool feature in that game that they showed off for a good while. Standing confirmed.
Yeah,
Uncharted.
that was fantastic.
Listen, I really appreciate the fact that Uncharted got screwed over, only because it showed that they had the honesty to try and actually present the game and actually play it in front of us.
Yeah, it wasn't on rails or pre-recorded.
It was
Right.
refreshing.
I mean, they did roll back to a pre-recorded shot of it because, it crashed, so it wasn't working. But I'm glad that they at least tried. And it's honesty that I think is definitely a good thing here, and companies should push towards. Because let's be real here. None of the games shown here are finished. They're all broken.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
glad
know.
that they at least tried to play it.
Quite right. That was very refreshing.
But yeah, no, Uncharted's very similar to Halo. There's not really much to talk about. It looked good. If you didn't expect Uncharted to look good, I don't know what world you're living on.
Yeah.
The same one that expected a good EA conference.
Next year, EA is going to be good. I'm calling it right now. We're going to have, like, Mass Effect
God,
gameplay, and we're going to have, like, a new Battlefield, and we're going to have Titanfall 2, probably. And, like,
Speaking of Mass Effect, you still owe me $20.
I owe you nothing.
You owe me $20,
Nothing.
dude. So you see, Meso and I made this bet, right?
No,
A
don't.
couple months ago.
Nope.
We're done. We're done.
End it.
And then
Meso,
Okay,
cut him
so
off.
thank you very much for watching our coverage of E3.
the bet was
I'm sorry
if Mass
that
Effect
it
4
was so...
was gonna be announced.
Ben, I'm gonna end the call on you.
But Var,
No, Ben.
you'll never see this recording ever again.
That's what Callgraph is for. Good
Okay,
sir.
so I'm sorry that our E3
Ah.
coverage was so brief this year, but if you have any comments that you would like to share on your favorite conferences and game announcements, either post up in the comments below or post on the TTV message boards. We've got a whole forum dedicated to video games. You can talk about basically whatever you want. So it's a fun place, and stay tuned. Next year we'll be doing this again. So it's going to be a good year for games. Hopefully next year is good too. Thank you all for watching. I am Meso.
I'm Ryderin.
I'm LJ.
I want my $20.
And this was TTV Talks about E3!
That guy's name is Venom, and he's a jerk. Goodbye, everybody.
You're a jerk.
Farewell, everybody.